Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy today's episode.
The king of killing god controls the highest level of killing laws. What he likes to do most is to lead wars, destroy the world, and slaughter living beings. He and the king of destruction, who rules the destruction god realm, can be said to be good brothers. The reason for these preferences is that he can enhance the power of the supreme law of killing that he masters through the slaughter of creatures and races. The same goes for those who are gods under him. Most of the gods who are willing to believe in the king of killing are also gods who specialize in the law of killing. It can be said, the reason why there are great battles in the chaos god realm is that the slaughter god system, headed by the slaughter god king, accounts for at least 70% of the credit. Now, he has set his sights on the angel clan again. I have to admit that the killing god king is a very radical and fearless supreme god. He even looked forward to seeing all the supreme gods of the major pantheon present join forces to declare war on the angel clan. In that way, he can fully understand the secrets of the supreme law of killing. However, after hearing his words, the dozens of supreme gods present scoffed. Killing Angelia and starting a war with the angel clan. Are you crazy? Not to mention whether they can kill Angelia, even if the killing plan is successful. So what? The angel clan has 7 18-winged archangels. One person dies, and there are 6 more. All died, including the Lord of Holy Light. Did they even join the Lord of Holy Light? Joke. That was something that the demon king of the void could not do back then. How could they, a group of supreme gods, succeed? Don't be crazy. A supreme god said, so far, no one knows where the angel god realm is. And it is said that the angel god realm is only a world created by the Lord of Holy Light, not his native god realm. We have never penetrated the bottom line of the Lord of Holy Light. So why are we at full war with the angel clan? I don't want my divine system to collapse like the void demon clan back then, when it was killed by the 10,000 trillion angel army. For a moment, there was a dead silence in the depths of the void. In that cosmic battle that year, the army of the angel clan gave a huge shock to the universe. In particular, the war between the Lord of Holy Light and the void demon emperor shocked the entire universe. In front of these two terrifying existences, even the supreme gods seemed a little small. Therefore, unless absolutely necessary, few supreme gods are willing to confront the angel clan, except for radicals such as the god king of killing, the god king of destruction, etc. Just at this time, the cursed goddess Cluttle, who was sitting on the throne of the god king, suddenly said, "Didn't you notice the human standing next to Angelia and the black-winged angel?" "I saw it, so what? It's just a late-stage demigod human, nothing to worry about." That black-winged angel, on the other hand, looks a little familiar. Of course it looks familiar. The cursed goddess Claytel said in a faint voice. Although the aura exuding from her body has completely changed, I also recognize her. She is also an 18-winged archangel, and her real name is Victoria. Victoria? Upon hearing this name, many of the supreme gods present stopped breathing. If Angelia is an elegant and noble leader, then Victoria, who is also an 18-winged archangel, is the craziest warfighter. Angelia usually doesn't get angry. Victoria, on the other hand, gets angry at every turn. According to reliable sources, the world tree, which the goddess of nature and elves guarded as a treasure, was almost cut in half by the 18-winged archangel Victoria with a sword. This directly caused the natural gods to almost fall out with the angel clan. It is said that later, it was the Lord of Holy Light who personally took action to save the world tree. The natural gods and the angel clan did not really fight. Not to mention the goddess of nature and elves, some of them have also fought against Victoria, and some have been beaten badly. How could she be Victoria? Victoria is an 18-winged archangel, the Holy Spirit created by the Lord of Holy Light. But that black-winged angel exudes an aura of evil and darkness. A supreme god said in disbelief. I was speculating just now that she and the other black-winged angels might be creatures from the underworld. After all, the breath on their bodies is almost exactly the same as the power of the underworld. It's almost the same, but not the same. The aura of those black-winged angels is more evil than the power of the underworld, reaching the level of the power of the demon abyss. These words came from the Titan King Novis. The cursed goddess Claytel said, "It doesn't matter what the breath is. I can be sure that she is Victoria." When saying this, the expression of the cursed goddess was very determined. And in her eyes, there seemed to be a trace of anger that transcended ancient times. The dragon god king in a golden dragon robe frowned and said, "In other words, those black-winged angels are not creatures of the underworld, but the mutated sacred angels? How did they do it? And where did they get the courage to do this? Can the Lord of Holy Light, who is in charge of the Holy and Light camp, allow the angels he created to join the evil camp? Who knows?" Titan God King Clovis said, "But one thing is certain, that is, something is really wrong with the Lord of Holy Light. Otherwise, how could Victoria dare to betray the Holy Light?" As he spoke, a look of excitement appeared on the face of Titan God King Clovis. When he thought that something was wrong with the Lord of Holy Light, he felt like he was okay again. Titan God King Novis admits that he is not afraid of the angel family. The only thing he feared was the Lord of Holy Light. Not to mention the challenge. I don't have enough courage to look directly at it. As for the 7 18-winged archangels of the angel clan, as well as the 10,000 trillion angel army, it is not that he does not have the confidence to compete with them. After all, the angel clan only has these 7 supreme gods. Even if they can fight 1 against 2, they can only deal with a dozen strong men of the same level. At this moment, there are dozens of supreme gods gathered here, who can compete with the 7 18-winged archangels. Even if the goddess of light, the goddess of sun radiance, the goddess of judgment, and other supreme gods from the holy and light camp are added to the mix, they may not necessarily be defeated. Therefore, when it was confirmed that something was really wrong with the Lord of Holy Light, the inner world of Titan God King Clovis was very excited. At the same time, some of the supreme gods present were the same as the Titan King Clovis. Seems to see the light. What is the origin of that human being? A supreme god king said, with Angelia's supreme law suppressing them. I couldn't hear their conversation. But I can see that Angelia and Victoria are very respectful to that human being. Could it be said that he is the incarnation of the Lord of Holy Light? It's possible, and the probability is extremely high. Gladstone, the supreme god of the alien beasts, said, "The only person who can be respected by the 2 18-winged archangels is the legendary Lord of Holy Light." Isn't it easy to know whether that human being is the incarnation of the Lord of Holy Light? A supreme god said, "Can it be enough to let Clettel curse it?" Upon hearing this, the great beings present immediately turned their attention to the cursed goddess Claytel. In their opinion, this is indeed an excellent method. The curse failed, for sure. If the curse succeeded, then it certainly wasn't. Seeing all the supreme gods looking at him, the beautiful face of the cursed goddess Claytel suddenly darkened. Her red lips parted slightly, and she uttered one word. "Get out." The cursed goddess acted angry, especially for the supreme god who proposed to curse the Lord of Holy Light. She hated him with itch. She'd be crazy to do this. The reason is simple. If that was really the Lord of Holy Light, the backlash caused. At this time, Titan God King Novi smoothed things over and said, "My intuition tells me that that may not be the incarnation of the Lord of Holy Light, but the reincarnation of the Lord of Holy Light. After all, if it is an incarnation, there is no reason to bring a group of demigods and angels at the lower level of true gods. Even in that team, there are even weak humans, demon plants, and bone dragons. What kind of existence is the Lord of Holy Light? If he comes in the form of an incarnation, he will be accompanied by a group of 16-winged archangels who will at least serve him, plus 18-winged archangels to accompany him." That makes sense. The Dragon Clan God King said, "I am afraid that this Lord of Holy Light has really been reincarnated, and most likely does not have the memory of the past. His creator godhead, divinity, and even memory have either disappeared or been sealed." I have to say that these two brothers guessed really accurately. At this time, Titan God King Novis turned his attention to Gladstone, the supreme god of the alien beast tribe, and said, The Lord of Holy Light is on your territory now, and the main god of the Wolf God clan is still yours. Of God, the task of gathering information will be left to you. Wait for Gladstone to refuse. Titan God King Novi's continued. After this matter is over, I will give you a supreme artifact as compensation. If you provide the materials yourself, our clan can also tailor-make it for you. Hear this. A huge lion's head was raised. 12 giant eyes of different colors all emit auroras. The supreme god of the alien beast tribe was moved. As we all know, the Titans are good at crafting artifacts, which is one of their racial talents. There are many famous and supreme artifacts in the 10,000 Realms battlefield that were created by the Titan clan. However, it is not easy for the Titans to create artifacts for foreign gods. It requires paying a huge price, even for the supreme gods of the same camp. A tailor-made supreme artifact is enough to make many supreme gods jealous. The contract is the witness, and the spirit of the rules of the battlefield of all realms witnesses your oath. That's fine. Although the Titan god King Novi's was a little annoyed that Gladstone did not believe in his character, he still made the contract. The mission was successful, which only brought him benefits and no harm. If the mission fails, he will not be the one who dies, and there is no need to give the supreme artifact. I'll first see what's going on in the Wolf God clan's territory. Among the 12 eyes of Gladstone, the supreme god of the alien beasts, a gray eye flashed, and a mirror of time and space appeared in front of the supreme gods. What appeared in the mirror was the image of the territory of the Wolf God clan. There are two groups of people in the picture. One group is the angels headed by Lin Yu. The other group consisted of thousands of giant wolves of different colors. It consists of a lower main god of the 3 series, more than 300 upper gods, and more than 4,000 intermediate gods. It can be said that it has assembled the highest combat power of the Wolf God clan. The Wolf tribe is a very arrogant race, unruly and unruly. If I were not the supreme god of the alien beast tribe, it would be difficult to gain the loyalty and faith of the Wolf God tribe. Gladstone just finished speaking. In the picture, thousands of supergiant wolf gods were crawling on the grassland. They all face Lin Yu and others. The same goes for the Wolf King, who only holds the position of the lower main god of the 3 series. The great, noble, and supreme 18-winged Archangel Angelia, your arrival is an honor for our Wolf clan. If necessary, just give me your orders. Gladstone, a group of supreme gods. Your Majesty Gladstone, beg your anger. I have foreseen this situation for a long time, and it is normal operation. A supreme god comforted him. However, the weird accent in his voice gave people the impression that he was clearly teasing and mocking the supreme god of the alien beast tribe, Gladstone. Look, this is the unruly wolf god clan you mentioned, and all your believers belong to God. Facing the 18-winged archangel of the angel clan, he had to kneel when he should, without even the slightest hesitation. Damn it! Gladstone, the supreme god of the alien beasts, cursed angrily. He didn't know whether he was scolding the supreme god who mocked him, or whether he was scolding the Wolf God clan who had no bottom line. To him, it was acceptable for the Wolf God clan to treat the 18-winged Archangel Angelia with respect. After all, there is one Lord God, one supreme god. Not on the same level at all. But this kind of respect made him very unhappy. Is he, the supreme god king of the alien beast clan, so shameless? At this moment, he only needs one thought to destroy the entire Wolf God clan in an instant, because the God of faith controls the fate of believers. However, anger is anger. But he didn't dare to punish the Wolf God clan at this time. After all, there were 18-winged Archangel Angelia, Victoria, and even the great Lord of Holy Light in front of him. Because of the respect of the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor, he wiped the Wolf God clan from the battlefield of all realms and wiped it out in person. What do you want the Angel clan to think? What do you think of the Lord of Holy Light? Isn't this a slap in the face of the Angel clan and the Lord of Holy Light? Therefore, he could only endure it. After the Lord of Holy Light, Angelia, and others leave the Chaos God realm, he will take care of the Wolf God clan. He must teach those big dogs a painful lesson and let them know who is their supreme god. The other side. The God King of Killing and the God King of Destruction also set their sights on the mirror of time and space. Looking at the picture reflected in the mirror, the two good brothers looked at each other with great understanding. Although their territories are not in the same divine realm, they often collude with each other. The King of Destruction sent a message with his supreme intention. It is almost certain that, just like what Novi said, that human being is the reincarnation of the Lord of Holy Light. In his body, there are hundreds of laws of origin with different attributes. Everyone knows it. The Lord of Holy Light cannot master the laws. He can only create them. He is now reincarnated and rebuilding, obviously to follow the path of law and make himself stronger. Hearing this, the killing God King nodded imperceptibly and also transmitted the message with his supreme thoughts, saying, "In that human body, I sensed a terrifying power, which is very familiar." The King of Destruction said, "That is the breath of the origin scepter, the natal super artifact of the Lord of Holy Light." After reincarnation, this super artifact also returned to the hands of the Lord of Holy Light. Origin scepter. The killing God King took a deep breath. A pair of eyes that were originally scarlet became even redder. Super artifacts are terrifying artifacts that are superior to the supreme artifacts. They possess the power to truly destroy the heaven and earth. They can be said to be the most precious treasures in the universe, and they can be found in times of crisis, throughout the battlefield of all realms. As we all know, there is only one super artifact, which is the Tower of Eternity, standing in the Titan God realm. Legend has it that the Tower of Eternity was created by the Titans in ancient times and is a defensive super artifact. Since the disappearance of the Titans, the Tower of Eternity has been standing in the Titan God realm, protecting future generations of the Titan clan until today. As for whether there are other super artifacts hidden, no one knows. But it is undeniable that super artifacts are extremely rare and extremely powerful, enough to make any supreme god jealous. No one can remain indifferent when faced with a super artifact. The killing God King said in a secret voice, "Do you think with our current power, is it possible to kill the reincarnation of the Lord of Holy Light and take away the scepter of origin?" The God King of Destruction was silent for a long time, and then said, "It is still unclear whether Angelia and Victoria have sealed their personalities. If so, they can unlock the seal at any time and return to their peak. With the protection of the two of them, it will be difficult for you and me to threaten the reincarnation of the Lord of Holy Light. Even if you add Gladstone, the Lord of the Dead, and the Goddess of Curse, then let's find a way to find out first." The killing God King said, "If we are sure to take action, we must move faster. I can feel that the Goddess of Light, the Goddess of Sun Radiance, the Goddess of Judgment, and others are already heading towards the Chaos God realm. They obviously want to come here to welcome the reincarnation of the Lord of Holy Light. We can't let them come too quickly." The King of Destruction said, "First use your supreme power to imprison the cross-domain teleportation array in the Chaos God's domain, and then seal the border of the God's domain to delay the arrival of the Goddess of Light and others as much as possible." The killing God King nodded and said, "I have already taken care of these." Hear this. The God King of Destruction suddenly looked at the God King of Slaughter in surprise. This brother seems to have a plan. However, this is also in line with the wishes of the God King of Destruction. He is very happy to see powerful forces and even the world destroyed, more willing to participate in the cause of destroying everything. Like the killing God King, he can gain insights into the profound meaning of the supreme law of destruction. In the great war between saints and demons tens of millions of years ago, the gods under the God King of Destruction and Killing were very actively involved in the war with the Void Demon clan. It's because war and killing can make them stronger. And this is indeed the case. This war brought great benefits to both the God King of Destruction and the God King of Slaughter. The overall strength of their respective divine systems has also increased exponentially. For now, the two supreme gods, the God King of Destruction and the God King of Slaughter, combined, are enough to compete with the Titan God King Clovis, who has a full set of supreme artifacts. If it were a battle with the supreme artifact taken away, The two of them could probably pin the Titan King Clovis to the ground and hammer him violently. It's not that the Titan God King Clovis is weak and unworthy of the title of Titan God King. It's purely because the God King of Destruction and the God King of Slaughter have also reached the pinnacle of the supreme gods. Being able to fight one against two can completely prove the strength of the Titan God King Clovis. After all, he is not Angelia after all. The 7 18-winged archangels, including Angelia, have practiced for a longer period of time than any of the supreme gods on the battlefield of all realms. You can grab Cedric. The God King of Destruction said in a message. I remember that Cedric got a corpse of the supreme demon lord during the ancient Holy Demons War. Although it did not reach the level of the demon ancestor, it is still comparable to the supreme God King. After so many years, he should have refined the demon lord's corpse into a puppet. Let Cedric use his puppets to verify the strength of Angelia and Victoria. As long as one of them is not at the peak of strength, we can work together to suppress the reincarnation of the Lord of Holy Light and seize the scepter of origin. Cedric is the Lord of the Dead, a supreme god belonging to the undead camp. Its territory is also in the Chaos God realm. The Killing God King added, pull Gladstone and Cluttle together to have a better chance of success. The God King of Destruction nodded in agreement. He is looking forward to this plan. As long as the plan succeeds, they get the scepter of origin and the secrets about the Lord of Holy Light. They may even find hope of breaking through to the highest level. As for the anger of the Angel Clan, they didn't care. The reason is simple. Once the Angel Clan invades the battlefield of all realms, the Titan God realm, the Dragon God realm, the Evil God Alliance, and other gods and gods will inevitably be forced to unite. Without the Angel Clan protected by the Lord of Holy Light, they still have great confidence in being able to compete. However, neither the Titan God King Clovis, nor the God King of Slaughter and the God of Destruction, nor the other supreme gods on the battlefield of all realms, knew that there were two holy angels of chaos in the Angel Clan. If they knew, they would definitely consider cautiously whether to provoke the Angel Clan. And in fact, as early as the Holy Demon War era, the two Chaos Holy Angels of the Angel Clan had already participated in the war. One of them is reality, and the other is illusion. One becomes stronger after a battle. One was shattered in the war. No one except the Lord of Holy Light knows about the war they participated in, including the 7 18-winged archangels of the Angel Clan. Until today, Angelia and others thought that the two Chaos Holy Angels of their Angel Clan had been sleeping since they were created by the Lord of Holy Light. As everyone knows, they have already appeared. Just when the God King of Killing and the God King of Destruction were secretly plotting. In the territory of the Wolf God Clan, on the Endless Prairie, Lin Yu and others also accepted the invitation of the God-level Wolf Emperor and went to the headquarters of the Wolf God Clan as guests. The scene in front of me disappeared quickly like light and shadow. Looking down, he saw a giant golden wolf that was thousands of meters in size. This golden wolf is the ruler of the Wolf God Clan, the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor. Lin Yu and his party were standing on the back of the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor. This kind of high-standard treatment can be said to be the first time in the history of the Wolf God Clan, which highlights the enthusiasm and hospitality of the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor and the Wolf God Clan. Lin Yu looked at Secretary and standing next to him and asked, "The good place you just mentioned is the headquarters of the Wolf God Clan?" Angelia smiled and said, "Report to my lord. The Wolf God Clan is the ruler within a radius of 500 billion kilometers. If you break through in their base camp, you will definitely not be disturbed by the little ones. Your Majesty, the great Lord of Holy Light." At his feet, the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor said with a trembling voice, "Don't worry. Unless our Wolf God Clan is completely destroyed, even if the Supreme God comes, we will not let him disturb your purity. It already knows that this human being is the legendary Lord of Holy Light." When it learned the news, it was extremely excited and without hesitation expressed its willingness to serve as a riding companion to guide the Lord of Holy Light and others. Although it does not embrace the Holy Light, but it also feels a great honor to be able to serve the great Lord of Holy Light in a vast white space. An illusory figure appeared out of thin air. His gaze was overlooking the entire battlefield of all realms, and at the same time, he was looking at the handsome figure riding on the back of the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor. Then, his gaze traveled across the battlefield of all realms. He looked at the countless broken worlds suspended in the unknown space. In this broken world, which is too numerous to count, there are a large number of intelligent races and creatures living in it. They are growing and fighting with each other. These worlds are like floating islands. The great Lord of Holy Light has returned to the battlefield of all realms. After tens of millions of years and countless attempts, my Lord finally succeeded. The ancient portal is about to open, and I'm waiting for your awakening. After the figure's words fell, a terrifying power swept through the entire unknown space. That moment, all the floating island worlds trembled. Immediately afterwards, the countless floating island worlds seemed to be alive, and they began to merge two by two. With every successful fusion, the power of its rules will increase exponentially. Just like the 014965 floating island fusion 018439 floating island under Lin Yu's rule. The difference is 014965 floating island is now only integrated with the floating island numbered 018439. And the countless floating islands in that unknown space are all merging with each other. 8 becomes 4, 4 becomes 2, 2 becomes 1. After the first stage of integration was successful, the reborn floating island continued to integrate with other larger floating islands. It's as if their goal is to completely integrate into a whole. And such movement naturally shocked all races in the universe. However, there is only one exception. Those are the 13 floating islands that are connected to Blue Star, and there are no signs of fusion. It seems that they have been excluded from the floating island of all realms. Lin Yu didn't know that the floating island worlds in the universe were merging with each other. Even if he knew, he would be shocked at most, nothing more. After all, he is just a little demigod now. After entering the battlefield of all realms, no creature he met had a lower level than him. The last one was also the giant silver wolf that was slapped to death by Secretarian, who had the status of a lower true god. Most of the wolf gods who appeared later, including the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor, were mid-level gods, and a few were high-level gods who wielded powerful divine power. All in all, he was at the bottom just like when he came to the floating island as a zero-level newcomer. At a glance, they are all strong men who are difficult to contend with. However, Lin Yu is now in a much calmer mood. His horizons have been opened, and he is no longer confused about the way forward. After all, based on the nearly 600 laws of different attributes that he currently masters, if he wants to break through the realm immediately, there is a high probability that he will directly become a high-level true god. Once he reaches the level of a true god, he will not be weak on the battlefield of all realms. You can call yourself a master now. As a powerful person at the main god level of the three systems, the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor's speed is very astonishing. We crossed the prairie in the blink of an eye, entering a forest full of wild atmosphere. This forest is the base camp of the Wolf God clan, stretching for about 80 billion kilometers, with undulating mountains and groups of ancient trees. There are countless intelligent creatures living in the forest. Among them, the most numerous are the various wolf tribes. In addition to the wolves, you can also see humans, dwarves, trolls, and other intelligent races. In terms of strength, they are generally saints and demigods. Sometimes the true god can be seen appearing. There are also mortal creatures in the battlefield of all realms, but they are basically just born, rather than ascended, from other extraordinary worlds. The creatures born on the battlefield of all realms have very powerful talents in all aspects. It is easy to advance to the level of saint and demigod. Children conceived by powerful true gods are demigods when they are born, or even become gods directly. This is the power of the world. Lin Yu said, "Nichols, I didn't expect to see humans on the territory of your wolf clan, and there are quite a lot of them." Niklos, the true name of the god of the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor. The Golden Moon Wolf Emperor quickly explained, reporting to the great Lord of Holy Light, humans are a super race in the universe, and they can be seen everywhere. Many of the humans in my territory are elites selected from other extraordinary worlds. Others are born naturally. Although we are a wolf clan, we treat our own clan and other intelligent races such as humans equally. We have not treated them harshly, but sometimes we will train them. You did very well. Lin Yu nodded approvingly. He completely forgot that he killed countless wolf wild monsters on the floating island. But then again, the same wolf tribe, wild monsters, and intelligent races are also different. It's like one is a primitive man and the other is a modern man. Not on the same channel. Here, the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor said again, I sensed the emergence of the gate of time and space before. I originally planned to send the gods of my clan to select elites from the floating island world behind the gate of time and space, but I did not expect to meet the great holy light. Lord, I believe this is the luckiest day for my wolf god clan. And this day, our clan will remember it forever. Hearing this, Lin Yu smiled noncommittally. This is a wolf demon who is used to flattering. Soon, the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor brought Lin Yu and others to his temple. It is worth mentioning that in the square outside the temple stands a statue of the god. But the statue is not the ancestor of the wolf tribe, but the supreme god of the alien beast tribe, Gladstone. I know this god. Victoria, who had been silent, suddenly spoke, looked at the statue, and said, Before the holy demon war, I suppressed him for 100 years and gave it to Astia to study. Golden Moon Wolf Emperor. You know, Gladstone is the supreme god of the alien beast tribe. Rules over all the alien beast races in the universe. Alien beasts are an extremely large group. At the bottom, there are wild monsters all over the world of floating islands and the universe. Once you have extraordinary levels and extremely high intelligence, you can grow into monsters. They are collectively called the alien beasts. The alien beast clan is different from the beast clan. One is a beast. One is an orc. Gladstone is the top beast standing in the universe. He has a large number of gods and countless deities under his command. Let's not talk about how powerful Gladstone's divine power is. In terms of influence on the battlefields of all realms, even the famous curse goddess Clettle cannot compare to Gladstone. However, there is such a being. He was actually suppressed and studied by the angel clan for 100 years. This is truly an unprecedented and shocking secret. Not to mention the Golden Moon Wolf Emperor, who was Gladstone's god. Even the supreme gods who gathered in the depths of the void looked in disbelief. Every figure sitting on the throne of the god king looked at Gladstone, the supreme god of the alien beasts, with a surprised and strange expression. And at this moment, Gladstone's golden lion face also had a distorted expression. Old memories come to mind. The 100 years he was suppressed by the Angel clan was the darkest time in his life. He has been trying hard to erase that tragic memory. In fact, he succeeded. That memory has long since disappeared from his soul. As a result, now, Victoria brought up old things again, and the forgotten memories resurfaced again, causing his whole body to tremble. His 12 eyes of different colors are filled with various negative emotions such as anger, hatred, fear, etc., reflecting his almost ferocious face. Even I don't know about this. Titan god King Clovis looked at Gladstone with a surprised expression. In the ancient times before the Holy Demon War, as the Titan god king, he often dealt with the Angel clan, but he never knew that the Angel clan had suppressed the supreme god of the alien beast clan. But if you think about it carefully, it seems normal. After all, the Angel clan only suppressed Gladstone for 100 years. Compared with the years of practice of their supreme gods, which often last for tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of years, a mere 100 years is indeed nothing. Even if a supreme god disappeared from the battlefield of all realms for 10,000 years, no one would be surprised. I'm curious. Astia, the 18-winged archangel of the Angel clan, why are you being arrested for research? Gladstone gritted his teeth. He glanced at the Titan god King Clovis with a look of displeasure. Is this curiosity? This is obviously exposing his scars. He just pretended that he didn't hear Clovis's question and kept silent. It was impossible for him to reveal his tragic past. It was just to cause trouble for himself. But at this moment, inside the realm of time and space, Lin Yu asked curiously, why does Astia want to study Gladstone? Does this supreme god of the alien beast tribe have any special abilities? Victoria immediately explained, reporting to my lord, Gladstone's body is an extremely rare starry sky beast in the universe, coming from the golden-horned giant lion clan. One of the characteristics of this starry sky behemoth race is that they are born with 24 eyes. Each eye has a law origin and a strange ability. Astia is very interested in the innate talent of the golden-horned giant lion clan, so she asked me to capture Gladstone for her to study. That is indeed worth studying. Lin Yu was very surprised. Having 24 eyes is nothing. The evil-eyed demon clan in the underground world of 014965 Floating Island is covered in eyes, no fewer than hundreds of them. The point is that every eye of the golden-horned giant lion family contains a law and magical power, and it is innate. This is very amazing. If it were him, he would also like to study graces. After all, if the racial secrets of Gladstone can be analyzed and imparted to the angel family, then the initial power of the angels bred through the angel reincarnation pool will be even stronger. Victoria was very excited and said to Lin Yu, when Astia was studying Gladstone, she got your guidance. In the tens of millions of years after the end of the Holy Demon War, Astiatia combined the blood genes of the Void Demon clan and finally created a very powerful demon angel. Although there are not many in number, each of them has amazing power. When our army arrives on the battlefield of all realms, you will be able to witness the grace of those demon angels. I believe they will not let you down. Hearing this, Lin Yu suddenly smiled and said, I'm looking forward to that moment coming. At the same time, in the depths of the void, dozens of supreme gods looked at each other. When they heard the words, Angel of the Devil, coming out of Victoria's mouth, they instinctively felt chills for some reason. As soon as he heard the name, he knew he was not a good person. The God King of the Dragon Clan said in a faint voice, We don't understand Victoria's current black-winged angel form, and now there is another devil angel. There are so many secrets hidden by the angel clan. A supreme god said, If you want to blame it, it's Gladstone. If he hadn't been arrested for research, the so-called demon angel would not have been created. Gladstone looked confused and glared. Can this kind of thing be blamed on me? Do these guys think that he volunteered to be studied? Just at this time. The words from the dragon god, King once again sprinkled a handful of salt on Grace's wounds. The dragon god king looked at Gleist with a strange expression and said, No wonder your appearance has changed greatly, and half of your eyes are missing. Back then, you claimed to have achieved an alternative evolution, but now it seems that you have been transformed by Astia. Research and transformation. At this time, the supreme god of the alien beast tribe, Glast. It looks like a lion's head, a dragon's body, an eagle's claws, and a poisonous scorpion's tail. This is completely different from the golden-horned giant lion of the Starry Sky Beast clan. The appearance of the golden-horned giant lion looks like a lion beast magnified countless times, with a golden horn growing on its head. But today's Glaster seems to be spliced together from various creatures. The golden horn is gone. The 24 eyes also became 12. Apparently, it was taken away by the 18-winged Archangel Astia. Shut up. Gladstone suddenly roared. The extremely huge body of the alien beast god king stood up from the throne. The tens of thousands of meters long jet-black scorpion tail exuded a cold metallic luster, and the poisonous needle at the tip of the tail made the other supreme gods present feel chills in their hearts. I have to admit something. After being transformed by the Angel Clan, Gladstone is indeed much stronger than before. In line with his claims of alternative evolution, Gladstone said in a cold voice full of endless killing intent, Whoever dares to humiliate me with what happened back then, don't blame me for fighting him. Hearing this, the supreme gods present immediately shifted their gazes. The Dragon God King also closed his mouth. He was not afraid of Gladstone. There was no reason to fall out with Gladstone over such a thing. The Killing God King gave a strange laugh and said, Gladstone, why are you angry with us? You should hate the angel family. If I were you, I would never let Victoria and Astia go. You don't need to remind me. Gladstone sat back on the throne of the God King with a gloomy expression. At the same time, He waved his claws and directly shattered the mirror of time and space suspended in the void. He didn't want more scandals to come out. Does he hate the Angel clan? Of course I hate it. If it weren't for Victoria and Astia, he wouldn't have lost his once orthodox golden-horned giant lion bloodline and ended up turning into such an ugly appearance. For countless years, he has wanted to reshape his blood more than once and return to his original appearance. But he couldn't do it, because Astia transformed him very thoroughly. It is also mixed with the supreme secret technique created by the Lord of Holy Light under the guidance of Astia. So far, he has been unable to understand or decipher it. He had already become accustomed to his current body. As a result, today in front of dozens of supreme gods, Victoria exposed what happened back then, making him the subject of conversation and even the laughingstock of many supreme gods. His mentality suddenly exploded. However, no matter how much you hate him, you have to calm down. After all, the opponent is extraordinary. He cannot act rashly. At this time, the Titan God King Clovis said, "This shows how domineering the Angel clan is. We must unite as one, otherwise it is very likely that we will be arrested and studied next time." Your Highness, Clovis is right. Except for Gladstone, whose face was twitching, the other supreme gods all agreed. They also don't want Gladstone's tragedy to happen to them. The King of Destruction said, "If possible, we should form an alliance and resolve the threats posed to us by the Angel clan as soon as possible, including the Lord of Holy Light." Agree. Agree. Seconded. Most of the supreme gods raised their hands. Only a small number of people are still waiting and watching, expressing neutrality. To deal with the Angel clan, they are willing to unite as one. But when it comes to the Lord of Holy Light, they have to be cautious. Although they can now confirm that the Lord of Holy Light has indeed been reincarnated and rebuilt, and his strength has dropped to the level of a weak demigod, they cannot guarantee whether the Lord of Holy Light has a backup plan. Just in case they were waiting for them to take action, the Lord of Holy Light suddenly unleashed his ultimate move. How do they cope? The Supreme God is very difficult to kill. However, it is easy to defeat them with the power of the Lord of Holy Light at its peak. Therefore, they did not dare to dip into this muddy water easily. Seeing that most of the supreme gods were willing to form an alliance and advance and retreat together, the two old brothers, the God King of Slaughter and the God King of Destruction, immediately looked at each other and felt that the plan was mostly successful. When the Supreme Council is temporarily suspended, the two of them brought together the Lord of the Undead, the Curse Goddess Claytel, and the Supreme God of the Alien Beasts, Gladstone, and directly told them their plans. The first two are, like them, the supreme beings of the evil Divine Alliance. The latter, Gladstone, also hates the Angel family. Naturally, they don't have to worry about their plans being leaked. Moreover, if the plan is to succeed, it needs the full support of these three people. No problem. Gladstone nodded first. He said that as long as the plan is successfully implemented, he can be the first to take action. The Curse Goddess Claytel also nodded indifferently. The Lord of the Undead, on the other hand, agreed after thinking for a long time. The reason for hesitation is that in the plan to kill the God King and destroy the God King, his Demon King puppet needs to take the lead to verify whether Angelia and Victoria's power is still at its peak. If things go bad, he will be the first to suffer. A demon puppet that is comparable to the Supreme God is not that easy to refine. After hearing these words from the Lord of the Undead, the Killing God King immediately said, "Afterwards, we will raise a batch of supreme materials worth 3 times as compensation for you. Make a deal." The Lord of the Undead grinned in response. Almost at the same time, a figure with a terrifying aura set off from the territory of the Lord of the Undead. He went straight to the headquarters of the Wolf God clan, just when the Lord of the Undead sent the Demon Lord puppet to the headquarters of the Wolf God clan. In the border area of the Chaos God realm, which is an unknown number of billions of kilometers away, dozens of figures suddenly appeared. These figures all exude a terrifying supreme aura. It is worth mentioning that all of them are female deities. Among them, Heloise, the goddess of nature and elves that Lin Yu had seen, was inside. In addition to her, there are also the goddess of light, the goddess of sun radiance, the goddess of judgment and judgment, the goddess of moonlight and hunting, the starry Valkyrie, the goddess of divine punishment, etc., who are famous in the battlefields of all realms. These goddesses all belong to the camp of holiness and light. The reason why they are with Heloise, the goddess of nature and elves, is precisely because after returning from the floating island, the goddess of nature and elves invited them over and returned the Lord of Holy Light and the angel family to the universe. Tell them the news. At the same time, they were told information about the future war and the prophecy of the Lord of Holy Light. Their current location. It is also at the border between the natural god realm and the chaos god realm. Rather than what the god king of killing and the god king of destruction thought, they were still staying in the holy light divine realm. Heloise, the goddess of nature and elves, said, "The crossing of the teleportation array is blocked by a supreme power of law. We cannot teleport directly to the chaos god realm. This is the work of the killing god king." A beautiful goddess with golden light all over her body, like a small sun, spoke. On her back, there was a pair of wings that looked like gold. However, these wings are not real wings, but a supreme artifact made by the Lord of Holy Light himself. This goddess is the goddess of sun rays. The Lord of Holy Light is a very generous and generous Lord of faith. He has created one or even multiple supreme artifacts for all the female gods under his command. The golden wings of the sun goddess. The holy sword of judgment of the goddess of judgment and judgment. Luna heart, necklace of the goddess of moonlight and hunting. And the unparalleled shield of the starry Valkyrie. Etc., etc. All are made by the Lord of Holy Light himself. For the Lord of Holy Light, who controls the power of creation, building the supreme artifact is not a difficult task. It can even be said to be very easy. It is precisely because of the favor of the Lord of Holy Light and the connection of faith that even after tens of millions of years, the goddess's faith in the Lord of Holy Light remains extremely firm. Like angels, they are all Holy Spirit-level believers of the Lord of Holy Light. The goddess of sunlight said, "The entire chaos god realm has been banned by the power of the supreme law of the killing god king, obviously to delay our journey to the chaos god realm to meet the great Lord of Holy Light." While the goddess of sun radiance spoke, the goddesses also cast their gaze forward. Opposite them were terrifying realm storms and turbulent flows of divine power. This is a natural phenomenon unique to the battlefield of all realms. It exists in the border areas of all divine realms. No one knows why these natural phenomena occur that are very dangerous even to gods. The only thing that is known is that, blocked by the storms in the realm and the turbulence of divine power, it is difficult for the gods of the major divine realms to easily enter other divine realms. The most common way to cross is to use a cross-domain teleportation array. However, a large number of divine stones must be paid as a transmission fee. Of course, none of this matters. The important thing is that behind the realm storm and the turbulent flow of divine power, all the goddesses saw a layer of enchantment exuding a faint blood light, and the aura of the supreme law was revealed. Through the aura emanating from the barrier, the goddesses will know who is behind it. Lawrence, a madman blinded by desire. How dare he try to trick my lord? The goddess of light, whose aura of light was extremely rich and pure, spoke. On her breathtakingly beautiful cheeks, there was a mockery of the killing god king and a hint of coldness. Does he really think that even if he can delay us, he can complete his crazy plan? I'm not surprised by that. Heloise, the goddess of nature and elves, said, "The god king of slaughter, like the god king of destruction, has long been so crazy that he dares to do anything." After a slight pause, Heloise continued, "However, in order to prevent Lawrence Chi from disturbing the Lord of Holy Light, I think we should rush to the territory of the Wolf God clan as soon as possible. The goddess of nature and elves does not belong to the camp of holiness and light. She has always been in the neutral camp, just like the goddess of fate and the goddess of luck, Helen Green. But ever since she met the Lord of Holy Light in the floating island world and received that prophecy, she decided to firmly embrace the Lord of Holy Light's lap. Because her intuition told her, In the upcoming cosmic war, even a supreme god like her is likely to fall if she does not have a great being behind her. And in this universe, who else's power can rival the Lord of Holy Light? It seems that apart from the world rules of the battlefield of all realms, there are no such creatures. Comparing the world rules of the battlefield of all realms, she naturally chose the Lord of Holy Light. So, she appears here. And before that, she had already concluded an alliance with the supreme goddesses of the Holy and Light camp and boarded the ship of the Lord of Holy Light. Hearing this, all the goddesses nodded. Then he entered the realm of storms and divine power turbulence without hesitation. The night in the battlefield of all realms is obviously different from the night in the floating island world. In the floating island world, it's pitch black at night and you can't see your fingers. Apart from countless green fires of dead souls, there are almost no other light sources visible, let alone things like the moon and stars. It's as if the floating island world is not in the real universe. Instead, it is located in a closed and unknown space. On the other hand, the 10,000 Realms battlefield is dotted with stars at night. The stars are bright, and there are countless beautiful auroras streaking across the sky, which looks extremely dazzling. Looking at the dreamy images in the night sky, Lin Yu even felt as if he had arrived at the center of the universe. The countless stars, sun, and moon all revolve around the battlefield of all realms. The top floor of a towering temple. Lin Yu and Secretarian sat side by side, looking up at the stars. He said with a hint of amazement, "After living for so long, this is the first time I have seen such a beautiful night sky, and the first time I have seen so many stars gathering under the same starry sky." Now Lin Yu really feels like a knife in the butt, an eye-opener. Angelia, who was nestling next to Lin Yu, was silent for a moment, and then said, "My lord, only a small part of the stars you see now are actually real celestial bodies in the universe." "Yeah." Lin Yu wondered, "What are the others?" Angelia said, "They are the kingdoms of gods entrusted by the gods of the battlefield of all realms in the void. Every night, the light of those kingdoms of gods will be projected down for the mortal creatures of the battlefield of all realms to pray and worship. The battlefield of all realms is vast and boundless. It's bigger than a galaxy. There are naturally an incredible number of intelligent creatures living in it. And some creatures are in the mortal stage. These creatures either came from other worlds or were the descendants of the local gods. And these mortal beings are basically believers of gods. In general, the battlefield of all realms is the world of gods, and everything here is related to those immortal gods." Hear Angelia's words. Lin Yu's expression suddenly became slightly dull. He looked up at the starry sky and said, "Most of them are gods' kingdoms? So how many gods must there be?" Angelia thought for a while and said, "There should be hundreds of billions." Lin Yu was silent for a moment. After conquering 018,439 Floating Island, the total number of people in the Paradise Country under his command was only about 10 billion. However, the number of gods in the battlefield of all realms is as high as hundreds of billions. There is only one word to describe it: horror. At this time, Angelia smiled again and said, "My lord, hundreds of billions of gods may sound like a lot, but they are still far behind our family of angels. As early as on the battlefield of the Holy Demon War, my angel clan was the absolute main force against the Void Demon clan. The size of the angel army is much larger than the size of the army of gods from all over the world. During these tens of millions of years, the countless reincarnation pools of our angel clan have been nurturing new angels all the time. Compared to the era of the Holy Demon War, the total size of my angel clan has increased more than 10,000 times. If in this era, there is still only one void demon clan that invades our universe, then my angel clan's army alone will be enough to sweep away the demon clan's army easily. Although there are still only 7 of them among the 18 winged archangels, the number of 12 winged angels, 14 winged angels, and even 16 winged archangels in the angel clan has increased dramatically. Angels at these 3 levels are all master gods who possess great divine power. And in addition to the angel reincarnation pool, constantly breeding angels, The Angel clan is also continuing to build war weapons of various levels, Angel City. Lin Yu's thoughts came to the Lord's divine realm twice. I saw the vast ocean-like army of angels and countless angel cities. Those are actually only part of the strength of the Angel clan. Compared to the past, today's Angel clan is stronger. However, Lin Yu sighed and said, if the prophecy is true, then the enemy we have to face this time is not just the Void Demon clan, a race from another universe. Lin Yu now knows that the Void Demon clan is not an evil force in this universe, but from other universes. The invasion of the Void Demons is equivalent to the invasion of this universe from another world. Angelia said to Lin Yu firmly, as long as you are here, I believe that no matter how many enemies come, we will be able to repel them. In this life, you will definitely be able to achieve transcendence. Detachment. Lin Yu was confused and didn't understand this new vocabulary. Angelia said, transcendence is the goal you have been chasing. I don't know exactly how to achieve it, but I know that once you succeed, you will be able to dominate the universe. Hearing this, Lin Yu immediately understood. Probably the old man, the Lord of Holy Light, has been imprisoned in this universe. Power does not break through the limits of the universe. Detachment is a breakthrough to the level above the universe. And it is very likely that the reason why the old Lord of Holy Light reincarnated and rebuilt was to realize this dream. However, there is a problem now. The old Lord of Holy Light is gone, now it's Lin Yu. Before he truly inherited the power of the old Lord of Holy Light, Lin Yu had no confidence in the so-called transcendence. After all, he was not even the weakest lower god now. If he is really the reincarnation of the Lord of Holy Light, such a transcendent task must be completed by him. This is no easy task. The only thing Lin Yu can do now is to improve his foundation as much as possible and improve his background before becoming a god. In this way, his power will be even stronger after becoming a god. It is also closer to the goal of transcendence. Lin Yu looked at the bright stars in the night sky and said, ever since I entered the battlefield of all realms, I have a feeling of being spied on all the time. Could it be that our arrival has been discovered by the supreme gods? My lord, this is normal, Angelia said. The thoughts of the supreme gods can look across the world and overlook everything. It would be a strange thing if our appearance was not discovered by them. However, my lord need not be troubled by this. I have just arranged a law barrier to cover the entire territory of the Wolf God clan. They can't spy on us now. You did very well. A smile appeared on Lin Yu's face. Worthy of being his first secretary. With Angelia here, he didn't have to worry about almost anything. Lin Yu skillfully held secretary and soft and delicate hand and said, Victoria has gone to retreat to achieve a breakthrough. What do you say? Angelia said in a soft voice. Report to my lord. I don't need to break through. Victoria has stripped off her own divinity and divinity, which is equivalent to rebuilding her whole life, so she needs to break through and be promoted. I just need to break the seal inside my body. Hearing this, Lin Yu nodded. Angelia and Victoria arrived in different ways, and he knew that. If you also recultivate and then merge the previous godhood and divinity, your strength may become stronger, and you may even break through the status of the 18-winged archangel. My lord, my hope for breakthrough lies with you. Angelia looked at Lin Yu. The golden eyes are as bright as the stars in the night sky, and they are even more noble. Lin Yu suddenly asked in confusion, why is this? I am still just a small late-stage demigod. How can I help you? Angelia said, every time I communicate with my lord, I will receive the source of the power of creation passed down by my lord. This power, the supreme power of the universe, is very helpful for me to break through my personality. Now, I even feel the cracks in the character of the 18-winged archangel. Perhaps it won't take long before I can realize my promotion. Hear this. Lin Yu's eyes suddenly lit up. He did not expect that the effect of the power of creation would be so heaven-defying. Even the character of the 18-winged archangel will be affected. This is really good news. Without saying a word, Lin Yu picked up secretary and in a princess hug. As he walked towards the temple, he said quickly, then don't waste time. We need to continue to deepen the exchange of laws and secrets. Strive for both breakthroughs and promotions. Soon, a night passed. Lin Yu woke up feeling refreshed. After sensing the changes in his body again, he discovered that the number of origins of laws he had mastered had exceeded 800, achieved a flying growth rate. Among them, there are more than 100 laws and secrets that he mastered through connecting the world rules of the floating island and with Angelia's selfless help. Previously integrated with 018439 Floating Island, the world rules of the floating island where Lin Yu is located have added a large number of law sources. Now, the origins of these laws are being attached to Lin Yu one after another. The origin of other laws of perception comes from the self-reliance of the power of creation. Through this night of practice, Lin Yu can be sure that even if he does not stay at Blue Star, the power of creation in his body will still struggle and create the origin of the law to understand. However, it cannot be said that the mutation of the power of creation has nothing to do with Blue Star. Intuition tells Lin Yu. The power of creation in his body was activated by Blue Star. When he first returned to Blue Star, he felt inexplicably like he had found his home. It was also at that time that his power of creation experienced an unprecedented shock. Lin Yu has reason to suspect that Blue Star has some kind of secret. Although both Angelia and Victoria had searched the entire Blue Star and found nothing strange, Lin Yu felt this way. Perhaps that secret is waiting for him to discover, one way or another. After this night of practice, Lin Yu is getting closer and closer to his goal. As long as he works hard with Secretarian for a while, he can realize his dream. Use the strongest foundation to ignite the divine fire and become a god. And it's not just the path of law. Lin Yu, as the Lord of Holy Light, will naturally not give up on his old profession, the path of faith. At that time, he will be a fellow practitioner of law and faith. Although Lin Yu does not know how to achieve transcendence and rise above the universe, he will work hard towards this goal.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe.